Hello everyone, so I am going to give my top 5 supercars you should not buy. So let's get started. In no particular order, the first one is the Grotti X80 Proto with the price of $2.7 million. So the reason I think this vehicle's not really worth it, at least anymore, is because there's just other vehicles that are better for the money at the very least. Like $2.7 million, you can get plenty of other vehicles, even performance wise, will get more money's worth out of it. Maybe customization, all that kind of stuff. That's the main reason. You know, you do have decent amount, a lot of even some unique options from this vehicle when you customize it, so that's great. The performance is decent, maybe good, but not great. But still, it's got everything you need, kind of, mainly because value for money, and it is a light vehicle and it is quite wide, so if you use it in free mode and trying to get in between some vehicles or something like that, then you're more likely going to crash, and if you do, you're going to go flying everywhere, if you know what I mean. Like, it is a light vehicle, so you're going to crash and fly up quite very often. So yeah, it's not very good for that, to be honest, in free mode. Maybe still in some races today, it is not good as it used to be years ago, and that is why I think you should not buy this vehicle. Next one up here is the Overflowed Entity Mt with the price of $2.3 million. The reason I think you should not get this vehicle is just even the performance alone. It's good, but not great. Quite a bit of money, and plus that's it if you look without the HSW upgrade, which cost $850,000, but even if you do get that, it doesn't give it that huge boost anyway. With or without, it's just not that great. It looks good in my opinion. I do like the look of it, and many other people could agree, but just the performance alone, I don't think it was worth that, to be honest. And you can get like similar cars to it that could do better, but either way, it's okay, but I just don't think it's worth. The handling and the traction are not really good, to be honest. The brakes are really bad, depending how you look at it. It's just not overall great. I think maybe the only good thing out of this vehicle, or the best thing of it, is the acceleration in my opinion, but still it's not overly great really. Next one up here is the Pegasi Tesseract with the price of $2.8 million. The reason why I think you should not get this vehicle is because the performance, where like handling and the brakes are just terrible really, especially for the price of it. It's just nowhere near that value for it. It's really bad. When you try and turn corners, even if you stop, it's just terrible. Like, you can feel the stiffness when you turn it. You're not really free when you turn it. You do feel like you're limited. It does have that feel, and you don't really want that, to be honest, especially in races. You want to feel a bit more free when turning. And the customization, I say it's decent enough. It's got one or two unique features that you can customize on this vehicle, but overall it has most the basic stuff really that you find in any other vehicle when you customize it. But at least when it comes to acceleration and top speed though, I'd say it's good, or maybe really good when it comes to top speed. Like, it's not the fastest vehicle, but it does have a really good top speed. At least when it comes to, if you ever do take it for racing, when it comes to a lot of turning corners and all that kind of stuff, this is definitely not it for it. But maybe if there's a lot of tracks where it has a straight line, then maybe this could have a good advantage. You know, it was all depending on which race course you do it on. But either way, that's how I look at it on this vehicle. Next one up here is the Overflowed Tyrant with the price of $2.5 million. The reason I think it's not worth it is because it just lacks in customization and top speed and acceleration. I just don't think it's really worth that price. Like, maybe if there's $1 million or around there, 1 million to maybe maximum to 1.5 million, then maybe it could be worth it. But at least for 2.5 mil, it's just nowhere near worth that. When you look at the customization options, it pretty much doesn't have anything unique to it. It basically have the basic things you'll get on some other vehicles as well, like the bare minimum to say you can customize it, to be honest. It's not very good whatsoever really. The acceleration is just, what, average at best maybe. And the top speed, sure it is speedy, but it's not as really fast yet again if you compare it to loads of other vehicles, to be honest, at the 2.5 million mark or around there. Overall, that's just the main problem with the price with it. It's still like a fun vehicle to drive, like the handling's good and the brakes and all that, but still it's just not worth that price in my opinion, so that's why I put it on here. Last one up here is the Overflowed Entity XXR with the price of $2.3 million. So why I think you should not get the vehicle is because it's slightly underpowered than the XF version of the Entity. You need to get the upgrades for this vehicle. If you want a big difference on acceleration, sometimes the back wheels might let go, sometimes kind of feel like you shouldn't really spin out or anything, or very rarely. But still, it like lets go, and if you're trying to take a turn all of a sudden or something, this vehicle might not be it. So it's not great at turning corners, but as long as you don't steer too hard, then it could be a good handling, depending how you look at it. To be honest, it's not worth it. And the customization options as well, it's just got the basics, really. Not really that great, to be honest. Like, you won't make it look much different, or barely anyway, when you compare it to stock. Yeah, it's just not great whatsoever overall. So that is the top 5 supercars you should not buy. So I hope this video helped in any way. If it did, make sure to give this video a like. If you're new here, maybe subscribe, it's up to you. If not, check out the playlist here. Click on it, scroll through, something might be there. Thank you for watching this video, everyone.